Alright, hey, what is going on, guys? Ali here, back again with another Fire Force review video for Season 2, Episode 14. I believe it's Episode 14. 14 or 15? I'm pretty sure it's 14. But anyways, I'm going to get right off the bat of things that I really did enjoy about this episode. First of all, like, Leaked going in, knocking out that scientist dude, that was fantastic, man. He's feeling like I ain't gonna lose in a fight between two nerds or whatever. Like bro, Leaked he's rising up to one of my favorite characters in general. Like, at first, when we first knew who he was in the first season, I was a little like weirded out by him, and I didn't really like him that much, but like he has really warmed up to me, like, in general, and I love this character. And you know who hasn't warmed up to me at all? Chrono. Still don't like the guy. Like, he likes to beat unconscious, like, kids. He likes to beat kids unconscious and stuff, and destroy and beat the shit out of the weak and everything, which just pisses me off. Like, you saw that when, like, Shinra and Leaked was right next to the special room where Nataku is, because like his Adola burst actually, you know, manifested, kind of, it got triggered and whatnot. So when they were outside while Vulcan and all of them were in the matchbox, which was so funny, Vulcan's like, "Screw you, bastards!" like yelling at Hajime and stuff, and like you really like know that, like, even though obviously he's pissed off because of like them just abusing children and whatnot and everything, but like in the back of his head, like this rage is somewhat or sort of coming from what happened and what's going on with Lisa right now in her mind and everything. So like that whole thing when they were just running or were driving with the matchbox was just like, it was so funny. Vulcan, like how angry he was, like, with everything. And then like this doll flips the matchbox, and that one girl that we got to see, I believe an episode or two ago, comes in with these things called Dominions, whatever. She's like a puppeteer, third generation pyrokinetic, which was awesome. And then Vulcan and Maki are like, "Leave this girl to us, we got this." And then everybody else left to go where Shinra is and everything, which was like really cool. And the whole fight with Vulcan and Maki versus this girl was really awesome. Like her pyrokinetic abilities were like were pretty cool, but also very weird, because like she like is the angel to, like, her being the angel to the kids is like it's kind of like how Chrono is the Reaper, or like a demon to the kids, whatever. They're like kind of like opposites, but at the same time they're at this facility, like keeping these kids here and whatnot. And Vulcan like tells this to this girl, like, "Hey, you guys are abusing these kids. Like, don't say that you're doing a good thing for these kids and making them happy and whatnot, because you're not," and everything. And then like she uses her puppet ability, or her puppeteering and such, which was really cool. But then Maki uses the Tekyo, like those giant like hammer looking things that Vulcan made for her and stuff, and it was so cool. And like it was a good fight, and I loved it so much and everything. And like the whole thing with her trying to rename those things that Vulcan made into like caterpillars or whatever, and then Maki saying it was cute and everything, and then Vulcan saying like, "No, it's not, stop it, it's not cool," and everything, and like it's called Tekyo for a reason and stuff. Like all of it was like really cute, and I liked a lot of it and whatnot. So that was a pretty cool fight. And like they destroyed her puppet, which was really cool, seeing Maki use her like martial arts style type of things with her Tekyo, which was just awesome. And like the trust that they have, the whole speech that they both had about the trust that they have in each other. This is what the 8th is all about and whatnot. And like Leaked is also talking, like thinking about that too, like the trust that the 8th has in each other and everything. And like Leaked is warming up to the 8th like a lot now, which is very cool. And like again, that whole fight with Vulcan and Maki versus this puppeteer girl was like really, really cool. And also that voice actress, the voice actress for Shinobu from Demon Slayer, the voice actress for like Rachel from Tower of God and whatnot, like she has such an amazing voice, like for real. This voice actress, my absolute favorite voice actress, like, period. She's so good with what she does. Even her voice. She also voiced Uzaki's mom from Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. Like, her mom. Like, it's so great and everything. She has such a great voice. But anyways, that fight was awesome. And then Hamiya comes in with Arrow and whatnot. And it seemed like Arrow is not with Sho right now, which is kind of interesting. And like, all of these protectors need to be with their pillars and whatnot, and we get to see Inka's protector, which is her name's Ritsu, I believe, and she's a pretty fine looking maid. That looks like a Halloween maid type of outfit that girl is wearing or whatever, because it's just all white, but she's like a maid kind of. So that's very interesting, and it seems like we're gonna see her ability in the next episode and whatnot. And she's, again, Inka's protector, and Karan is not with Hamiya because Hamiya's told him to get lost, and they had, like, Inka and him had, like, a funny, like, talk, which was just, it was just enjoyable to watch. So I thought that was funny too. So then Karan jumps in, tries to fight Chrono, and Chrono looks like he's doing perfectly fine with, like, holding his own, like, against Karan, like, for now at least, and whatnot. And Nakaru, I forgot his name, like the kid who's the sixth pillar now, Nataku or Nakaru, whatever. So, like, he gets captured, or somewhat gets captured, or whatever. So then it seems like Karan is gonna fight Chrono or something like that. It's what the episode's called, three-way melee. You know, you got Hamiya and Arrow right there next to the puppeteer girl with Vulcan and Maki, which also, something was also funny, like, she called Vulcan an otaku, which was just, I don't know, it was just so funny to me. So that whole thing happens at the end. And then you got Karan versus Chrono or whatever, and Chrono was trying to go after, like, Iris and whatnot, and he was trying to go after Licht because they're the weakest people and everything. So there's going to be a huge fight between Chrono and Karan at the end, and, like, it feels like a hot mess, but in a good way and everything. So, like, a lot of it was good, right? And, like, the fighting was really great. It was solid throughout the whole episode. It wasn't as, like you know, like, crazy epic or anything. Like, there wasn't anything that was, like, crazy epic and whatnot. But it was consistently good and everything with what was going on. You know, you got Licht's thought process, like, in his head about the 8th, about him warming up to them and whatnot, and, like, him trusting. This whole episode was actually very much just, like, trusting with Maki and Vulcan versus this puppeteer girl. Like, the trust that they have in each other to go beyond the limit of her, like, ability and whatnot, that the puppeteer girl didn't even expect and whatnot. But then she had, like, a dozen other, like, puppets and whatnot, which was just crazy and whatnot. But, like, the trust they had in each other. And then you got Licht remembering what Shinra said to him, saying that he'll protect him, trust me, like, believe in me or whatever. And then Licht kind of warming up to the 8th and what he thought of that just now. And then Licht was about to possibly get killed, but then Shinra actually did come and pretty much save him and whatnot, which was very cool and everything. And, like, the way that Licht ran in this episode was really funny to me. I don't know why, but it just made me laugh and everything. And the trust that he has in Shinra, and the amount of trust that everybody has in everybody, like Maki and Vulcan saying to Obi, like, hey, we got this, go. And like, Obi and all of them went to where it leaked, and Shinra were, and Chrono like, came in hot to, like, try to kill Licht, but then the entire Company 8 was there. And then, like, you got Tamaki saying, like, Iris, stay back, we'll handle this and whatnot. And Chrono immediately knew that that's the weak one, so he was gonna, like, try to go after them. But then Captain Obi comes in. Bro, oh man, the trust and love that everybody has for each other in the 8th it was just great. And to see Obi just do that was just awesome too. But then after that, you know, the White Clad came, Inka, Karan, Hamiya, Arrow, and Ritsu, and all of them, they came. And it's going to be a big fight next week, which I'm excited for. And, like, I'm excited. I also am a little excited to see Inka again, but for some reason, I'm going to go, like, a really quick tangent of, like, when it comes to the Fire Force fandom, because, like, for some reason, like, people don't realize that Inca is probably like pretty much just like all the other people in the White Clad, in the Evangelists, or whatever. Like, you got Hamiya, who has probably killed dozens upon dozens of people, probably murdered dozens, could possibly be hundreds or whatever, and she also has screwed over so many other people's lives, like a ridiculous amount of people's lives, right? Like dozens or hundreds upon hundreds of people's lives screwed over, especially Shinra's family with Sho, and then their mother too, and whatnot. So like, to see her being such a messed up type of character like that, and like, the fandom's weird to me, because like, don't get me wrong, I dislike Inca, I dislike Kurono, I dislike Hamiya, I dislike a lot of characters, specifically a lot of antagonists in general, but I like the idea of like the crazy and the antagonist vibe from all of them. But I don't like pretty much any of those characters, like Kurono, Hamiya, Inca, and whatnot. I also don't necessarily really like Karen that much, like, but the antagonist aspect I really like of these characters. So in general, I'm pretty even with all of these characters of like disliking pretty much, but it's weird to me for some reason that a lot of Fire Force fandom really loves Hamiya, even though she's probably the exact same crazy that Inca is. Like, she is crazy and has killed, obviously, way more people and has screwed over way more people's lives than Inca herself. She only killed one person, which was, people thought that he was, like, her friend, but, like, he always calls her boss, like, Boss Inca and whatnot, meaning that, like, they have a tiny little gang group that goes and, like, hustles for money and shit. They're not friends or anything, so when she killed him, it didn't really set me off as something that was like, oh my gosh, I hate this chick. So it's like, and that was only one person that she killed. One person. So compared to Inca, compared to Hamiya, I would think it made sense for people to dislike Hamiya a lot more than Inca. But for some reason, there's a lot of negativity towards Inca's character just because she is crazy. Like, her mentality is like pretty much broken from what like her trauma was from when she was like a few years back with what happened with that Great Fire. So obviously she would be pretty crazy and would end up getting addicted to trying to get into danger all the time, like life and death situations, because that makes her feel alive. It's not just her liking it because it's fun. It's because like she feels like it down to her bones that she needs that life and death feeling to feel alive. And that's kind of sad to me. That's sad. Like, she needs that adrenaline rush of life and death situations for her to feel alive. And I sympathize way more with her and her character, way more than any other of the characters like Kurono or Hamiya or anything like that. Like, Hamiya, for some reason people love her, but hate Inca solely because Inca was just crazy and didn't go with Shinra. And she killed somebody. Meanwhile, Hamiya is literally the worst version, or an even worse version of Inca. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, it's very weird. The negativity towards Inca is very weird and uncomfortable for me when it comes to the Fire Force. Again, I don't like Inca. I don't like Hamiya. I don't like Kurono. I don't like a bunch of other people. I don't even like. I especially don't like the guy who's able to turn like change people's like features and faces and stuff like that's in the Advantage. That dude is ugly as fuck. Like, oh my gosh, he is one ugly mother. He's literally terrible. Like, his look is just awful and ugly looking, and he looks like shit. Like, he's really bad. But like, so many characters that are meant to be like not liked are liked, but then other ones, they're like hated for even less of what the other characters that a lot of people like and whatever. Like, again, Hamiya is a shitty person. Like, she's terrible. Again, as an antagonist, it's pretty good and whatnot, but just as her character herself, hell no. Hate her. I hate her. Just like I hate Inca. Just like I hate Chrono and everything. Just like I hate that guy that can change people's faces and whatnot. There's a lot of characters that I just do not like and actually hate in this series and whatnot. But the thing is, for me, it's very weird and uncomfortable when so many people like love a certain character but then hate another character that's literally the exact same or just a lesser version than the one that people love. You get what I'm saying? It's just very weird and everything. And I've been drained in general of the Fire Force fandom for a good while now. And like I'm emotionally and like mentally I'm like exhausted. But I love Fire Force in general. Just Fire Force as a series is just fantastic, and I love it and everything. And again, going back to the episode, again, it was just more of like just a three-way melee, just like the name of the episode and everything, you know, with Chrono and versing or fighting Shinra and Leaked, but like him holding on to Nataku or Nakaru, whatever, who had his Adola burst awakened and triggered and whatnot. And then you got like, you know, Maki and Vulcan versus this puppeteer girl, and then coming in hot is Hamiya and Arrow and whatnot and everything. And then when Chrono was fighting the 8th or whatever, like Charon and Ritsu and Inca are over there coming in hot, finding the 6th pillar and everything, which is just crazy. It's just awesome, and I'm very excited. There's going to be, this was more of like a setup episode, great stuff. There's going to be an amazing fights next episode, and it's just, I'm excited about it. But what do you guys think about this episode? Leave down in the comments your thoughts about this episode, your thoughts about what I said and whatnot, and subscribe to the channel, or like the video if you did, and like the video if you liked the episode, like the video if you liked anything I had to say, the review and whatnot, and subscribe to the channel for more reviews, vlogs, unboxings, live reactions, the theory discussion videos, and things like that. So gentlemen, stay classy, ladies, stay sassy, but most importantly, everybody, you gotta stay a little nasty, alright? So peace and love, and I will see y'all later in the next video. Peace out, may the force be with you always, and plus ultra, and la tom, and ooh, I'm hyped. I'm hyped and excited for next episode. Peace out, everybody.